welcome back to another episode of the What Was That podcast. I'm Jazzy.
And I'm Addi.
We are gearing up for the holiday season, and with that comes parties, dinners, etc.
I personally am very excited for our Friendsgiving. We have delicious food and friendship and solving a murder most foul.
Fowl, like turkey? I don't know who murdered them, but I do thank them for their sacrifice.
Not foul, like gobble gobble, like foul. It's a Friendsgiving murder mystery. Did you not read the invitation?
I definitely am going to skim it right after we get into these frightening foul incidences.
Incidences.
Incidents?
Yeah.
Incidents?
Yeah. Close enough.
Of course I didn't read the invitation. Am I literate? No, I'm just making up these stories. This is never what it says.
It's okay, I haven't read the rules yet, and I'm hosting, so.
I did actually read the invitation, but for the bit.
But for the bit, yeah. I'm making a Cajun turkey again this year.
I'm so excited for it.
I hope it turns out better than it did last year. I'm going to try a lot harder to make sure that it's very, very good.
Yeah.
So.
I'm so excited to take over my mom's Thanksgiving like I've been doing for the past 5 years. I'm like, Michelle, go sit down. I got this. Don't you worry. Because it's like the Olympics for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for actual Thanksgiving where we've talked about, we're going to order a pizza and we are either going to watch movies or we're going to play video games all night.
Sounds nice.
All night.
That sounds really nice.
Excited.
Yep.
So excited.
I'm driving over a mountain. I'm turkey trotting. I am cooking, and then I'm dogging, and yeah, it's gonna be insane. But
sounds like a great time.
We like, am I sure about that?
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Story 1. Attacked by a bird-like creature. First post here and 100% true. So when I was 9 to 11 years old, now 33, every time I took a shower, I looked through the bathroom window for a few minutes because I liked to imagine myself jumping from roof to roof. From that window, you could see a wide portion of the neighborhood roofs and a church at the end. The window had a curtain. One night before taking a bath, I opened the window and started to watch the roofs, as usual, and imagining myself jumping around. But this time, I immediately felt something weird, like I was being watched. I started to look at the roofs in more detail, as fear was building up in my guts, because I could feel that something was there, I just couldn't see it. After a couple minutes, I could see something weird 2 houses ahead of mine, kind of like a transparent shadow that for some reason looked like a big winged creature. I stared at it for what felt like minutes, but it should have been a couple seconds, and out of nowhere, I understood it was looking at me, and fear became panic. I closed the curtain and jumped into the shower, a huge impact on the window, followed by a tremble in the whole bathroom. My parents screamed, thinking I fell, but it was just that thing. Never again look through that window, always in fear of that creature. I've been to my parents' house a couple times in recent years, and every time I go to the bathroom, I remember this.
Okay, first of all, I love this person for being like, yeah, sometimes I look out the window and I just imagine myself hopping from roof to roof. What an imagination.
I just have imagination sometimes.
Yeah.
How whimsical.
I'm just a whimsical person.
Yeah, like,
I just
you don't
bouncing roof to roof.
Yeah.
Everybody wants
cool.
to do that.
Yeah, just hop around.
It's like trampoline parks, but I'm doing it on houses just like Old St. Nick. That's what I do. I just bounce around. Or Krampus. Krampus likes to stomp around on roofs.
He does not have wings. I was like, that's not who you saw.
Yeah.
But
the second thing, why run to the shower?
Right. Like maybe leave the bathroom.
Yeah, maybe you close the curtains, you run away, you shut the bathroom door, and then you run down the hall and you hide with your parents.
Yeah.
Also wild that your parents just screamed because they thought you fell.
Oh God, my baby!
You run into the bathroom and then you're just sitting there cowering in the corner.
Yeah.
Bird person
in the shower.
You're like, okay, she's having a break. She's having a schizophrenic break. That's what's happening right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea what this would have been.
Mothman.
Done. Yep.
Case closed.
Case closed. Story 2.
What was
was that?
Mothman. I was like, what's the name of our show?
What are we?
What is it?
What were we?
Yes. Yeah. We were funny once.
It died.
It died, guys.
It died along with my spirit.
Yeah. It's dark at 5 p.m. So
yeah.
Jasmine and I are freshly off work, and it was dark
Can
when we
tell?
were leaving the office. And the life has just been sucked out of everything.
My spirit's dead. It will not return until daylight savings is over. Started over. How does it? Like in the fall, is it you're on daylight savings or you're off of daylight savings?
You're off daylight savings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
So
like
right
that.
now is standard time.
Gotcha.
And then in the spring, it will be daylight savings time.
Cool. I want to get back on. I like saving daylight, as it turns out.
I do too. I love saving daylight. Whenever the sun comes up at 6 a.m. and sets at 9 p.m., I'm a
Big
thriving.
fan. Big fan.
Love it. I love just feeling the sun on my skin. Also, we're not vulnerable to bird creatures.
Yeah, because, bird creature going to come and jump out on the roofs when we're taking a shower in the summer? No. Everyone would see it.
Exactly.
In the winter, they could do it right now at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
We get got.
I do think it would be really fun to jump around on roofs. Just like in... Did you play the Spider-Man game on the PS2 in like 2010
I did.
or something? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine that.
Sick.
I'm not shooting around with my little spider web, but I'm
Running around.
bouncing
hopping.
around, swinging around, going
Yeah.
around Tarzaning about, just having a silly, goofy time.
Did you have imaginary friends as a child?
Yeah. Well, I had I did not have imaginary friends in the way that you think about it in a movie where you're like talking to nothing.
Right.
I had friends in my dolls, and I would make little dolls, and those would be my friends.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So imaginary in that sense.
Yeah. I would have imaginary that I knew I imagined, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, this is Bethany and she's definitely real. Feed her food. Like,
Yeah,
it wasn't
mom,
that.
make her a plate.
Yeah, no, it was definitely oh yeah, I'm envisioning this.
Yeah.
And driving to school, I would imagine my imaginary friend was basically doing parkour along the highway in El Paso and doing cool tricks going through stuff. And I was like, wow.
That'd be really
That's
cool.
so
That's
cool,
Subway
imaginary
Surfer.
friends. Yeah.
Subway Surfers before it even existed.
Yep.
You should have patented it.
Should have.
Patent.
Yep. Someone got in my brain. Don't like that. Also, apparently the moon on a string is a very common thing for kids to imagine.
The moon being on a string?
Yeah, because that's why it follows you, because it's on a string. I would pretend that. And then I saw, I think on Reddit, a bunch of kids, now adults, were like, yeah, I pretended the moon was on a string. It was just my friend.
Wonder if that had to do with the children's TV that we grew up with, because a lot of it was made claymation style or drawing, how South Park originally was, where it was actually paper,
Yeah.
that kind of thing, because they would hang the moon
On a little string.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think you're onto something there.
I had never thought that, to be fair.
I was just sitting there imagining shit.
Yeah.
I probably would have been pretending to jump on roofs too.
Yeah. Yeah, my little imaginations were a little scarier, I will say, unfortunately.
Yeah, mine was basically parkour. As someone who can't do a somersault,
Yeah.
it was parkour.
Well, see, everybody dreams of doing things that they can't do. So that's really, you were just imagining yourself, but
Cartwheel,
capable.
not happening. Nope. You're lucky we're one step in front of the other.
We should go to a trampoline place. I want to bounce around and knock some kids over politely.
We can definitely go to a trampoline place. I become a weenie at the trampoline park.
Why?
I just get scared of smashing heads together. I think because my Nana told me I was going to crack my head open.
You could never bounce around on roofs then.
Well, yeah, that's why I imagine it.
Again, imagining things that you wish you could do.
Yeah.
No, trampoline parks are fun. I like them. Cause you
Or
just,
when you fall over and then people just really bounce on the trampoline so you can't stand up.
Yeah, I do hate that. That one is
That happened not that long ago.
Jasmine's still getting bullied in 2025. That's wild.
Yeah, anyway, that's so crazy. I don't know what. Could it have been a bird?
A plane? A train?
It was actually just Superman. He needed your help and you were not there.
It's like whenever people run up to doors and like bang on the doors for help and nobody answers because they're scared to. That was Superman.
It's like, why is someone pounding on my door right now? And they're like, please help me.
And he couldn't like talk or like make a noise because the fucking, I was about to say the Green Goblin. That is not Superman.
No.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Was right behind him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Maybe he got like punched and thrown into the house and that's why there was a big thud. And that's why they're jumping around on the roofs. I wonder if it was a pelican. Or like a really big bird that flew into a window.
Did you know that pelicans can eat ducks whole?
Huh?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That is a foul incident.
Yeah. Very, very foul. Well,
A murder most foul.
Okay. We're beating, the horse has been dead for a minute.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of it.
Oh my god.
We're on story 1.
Whoa, this is brutal. This is really gearing you up for Yellow Jackets, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
Story 2. We end the episode. Did you know that pelicans can eat ducks whole? Also, pelicans will literally like put a duck in their mouth or like some other big animal and then scoop up water and drown whatever is in their mouth and like shake it up.
That's wild. Animals
brutal.
Are insane.
It absolutely brutal. Like you should. You can watch videos. I wouldn't say you should. No. You can watch videos.
Do you think this is going to be such a stupid question, and I know it just forming it in my head. If birds had the internet, they probably wouldn't be doing shit like that.
Well, birds aren't real.
They work for the bourgeoisie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
since they're robots, they already have internet.
Kind of already internet.
They are the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why they do that.
Yeah, so your question's moot.
Yep.
Birds aren't real, guys.
That is in my outro. That is entirely my outro about me being like, birds aren't. Unexpected side effects. I'm hopping on the birds aren't real train.
Oh my god, that's so funny. See? Everybody knows birds aren't real. Sorry. No. I don't make
like,
the rules.
Like that, it looks like a puppet. It's a really freaky looking.
Oh, the hornbill, or it's hornbill, hornshoe. Yeah, shoebill.
Yeah, that thing is fucking terrifying looking.
And the way that
it looks like a Jim
like,
Henson. Yeah, it should not be real. Should not be real.
Real on the real.
On the real. Can you tell I've been talking to my dad and my brother lately?
Okay. Story 2. I accidentally created an army of crow bodyguards. Am I liable if my murder attempts to murder? Okay. To make a long story short, I'm a late 20-something living in Portland, Oregon. I had a pretty intense emo/goth phase as a tween, and I thought I'd grown out of it. A couple months ago, I was watching a nature program on our local station about crows. The program mentioned that if you feed and befriend them, crows will bring you small gifts. My emo phase came back full force, and I figured that I was furloughed and had lots of time, so why not make some crow friends? My plan worked a little too well, and the resident 5 crows in my neighborhood have turned into my army, an army 15 strong. At first, my neighbors didn't mind and enjoyed it. They're mostly elderly, and most were in a birdwatching club anyway. They thought the fact that I had crows following me around whenever I went outside was funny. Lately, the crows have started defending me. My neighbor came over for a socially distanced chat, me on my porch, her in her yard, and the crows started dive bombing her. They would not stop until she left my yard. They didn't make physical contact with her, but they got very close. Am I liable if these crows injure someone since I fed them? I obviously can't control the crows. I would rather them not attack my neighbors, but since I technically created this nuisance, could I be financially on the hook for any injuries? To be clear, they're not aggressive 100% of the time. If just the neighbors are out, they're friendly, normal crows. They only get aggressive when someone gets close to me or my property. So, that's so...
Not a lawyer, but I don't think you could go to court for that.
Yeah, because they're not technically your pets.
Right.
Like, you can't... Yeah, you don't own them, so you're not... I feel like you're not liable just because you fed them and they became protective of you.
Yeah.
So,
it's like, are you responsible for a feral cat if it bit someone?
Yeah, exactly. But I do think it's really awesome that these crows... that I want to do this so bad.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, walking around and there's just a herd of crows following behind you?
A whole murder.
That'd be... so sick.
That would be so sick.
I feel like a video game character, like just like walking around. And, I'm like fucking Morgana from League of Legends, like floating on a mist cloud, but it's all crows.
It'd be sick. Do you have crows in your neighborhood?
No.
For science.
No. And that's the sad thing. And so I have not seen like crows out here.
Yeah.
I have seen a couple at the office that are massive.
I've seen huge ones at the
They're
office.
so cool. I love crows. Mm-hmm. I also think this makes me think of in the game Dead by Daylight, whenever you hide for too long, or there are like certain skills that the villain, the killer can put on you, that you'll have crows around you so they know where you're at.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes I like to hide because I get really scared because the game's scary. And I hide in a locker and then I'll just hear, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta move.
Yeah.
So that's also what it makes me think of. But I love that OP just has a fucking squad of birds to help her. She's probably never scared to go walk around on downtown by herself at night.
Yeah, because I saw that crows will remember faces. Mm-hmm. So if you're nice to them or if you've wronged them, they're going to remember. They're going to tell their friends.
Yeah.
And they're going to fuck you up.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing, too. On the other hand, OP can't break up with these crows.
No.
Because these crows are going to be out for blood if you try to break up with them.
Yeah, the taste of betrayal.
Yeah, if you try to be like, hey, you can't be here. You can't be attacking my neighbors. It's over for you. They know where you live. Yeah. They can fly, so it doesn't matter where you're going. Yeah. You better be ready to up and move to Paris. And it's like that trend where the snail like slowly chases you all your life. These crows are slowly chasing you. They're a lot faster than a snail, so you're going to have to move a lot more. But
yeah. And they'll just call the crow network. They'll get the French crows and be like, yo,
call the crow.
Bonjour!
The crow network. That's crazy.
I think the neighbor
Corvin cell service.
Yes. The neighbor just needs to make a peace offering. That's all.
Yeah.
Give them some nice shiny things and be like, hey, friend, not foe.
Exactly. All the neighbors need to get in on it. And then they're like the neighborhood squad.
Exactly.
They watch over the whole neighborhood. If intruders come in and try to break into anyone's house, you don't have to have an alarm system. You got a call system. Like a...
You're just laying there in the middle of the night here.
You just hear somebody start screaming. You're like, my eyes!
Dear God, they're everywhere.
You just hear wings flapping so hard it's shaking the windows.
Some kids try to take a shower and a bird accidentally flies into the window.
And then that's where we get the first story, man. It's actually just a herd of crows, but they all formed. It's like whenever in movies, whenever like bugs or something like come together to build something, all the crows. Yeah, exactly. All the crows come together and build a crow person that bangs into somebody's window and scares them into the shower.
Wow, I love that this is happening in the same neighborhood.
We do have an update. Okay, so to make a long story short, I called our local Audubon Society. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm guessing that's like a bird society.
The birders.
They didn't think feeding the crows was bad and suggested that all the neighbors also start feeding them so they essentially become better socialized.
Yep.
The plan worked, and the crows are now a beloved part of the community. There have been no recent dive bombings. Most amazingly, the crows have legitimately saved my neighbor. Our city had a pretty big ice and snow event recently. Like I said in my last post, most of the neighbors are older. One of my neighbors were walking down his steep driveway, slipped, and couldn't get back up. The crows started going ballistic and were making more noise than we ever heard, shaking the windows and shit. A different neighbor went outside to see what was up and found the gentleman in his driveway. The neighbor is mostly okay, just some serious bruises. Needless to say, the crows have been getting some high-value food since then. Thanks to all the help on my original post, it blew up way more than I was expecting.
What did we say?
That's amazing. Best case scenario.
Yep.
Honestly,
I love that.
that is a dream. That is that's like, yeah.
Where, I know you can't tell people on the internet where you live, but where do you live? Because I want to move there.
Yeah, I would love to move to that neighborhood and just constantly be protected by these crows. That I love that all these crows banded together and they were like, hey guys, somebody come
Help him. One of yours
flapping
fell.
their wings. One of yours fell. One of your kind fell. Mm-hmm. I love that nature and humans are like banding together like that.
It's like, who needs life alert when you have a murder of crows watching your back?
Yeah. And yeah.
Wow.
You don't need anything when you have a bunch of crows standing behind you.
We got to work on this. If I've learned anything so far, it's like we need to get in this crow business.
The crowbiz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Crowbiz.
Well, when I
like
took
showbiz. Yeah.
That's a funny joke. I like that. When I took Billy out to go to the bathroom at the office, I saw a hawk fly over.
Ooh.
Yeah. She's so tiny. She could get scooped. And what am I doing? Holding the leash?
Yeah, like a balloon.
No! So we need to get in good with the crows. That way the crows would protect the puppy if the hawk ever decides to dive.
Yeah. We should definitely start standing outside all day and just like, ah! Ah!
Just flapping.
Food! Ah!
Just holding up shiny things you like.
We should get wings. All of our coworkers are looking out the window and they just see us standing outside, flapping and cawing.
Like, don't you have work to do? Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm working on getting these crows.
Trying to protect our building, okay? Yep. We have a lot of, like, weird stuff happening around our building. What if that guy who writes us letters comes? These crows are going to...
Exactly.
Scoop him up. They're all going to come up together and
take
grab him.
And just fly away.
Bye. Never heard from ever again.
Take him back to Mama Crow's nest.
That would be crazy to see on the cameras.
Could you imagine?
They like come up to the door one day and there's just a shoe in front of the door. Yeah. Like, what? How did that happen? I look at the cameras and I just see like crows swarm this guy and pick him up and carry him away. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, because birds aren't real, the feed cuts out and the video's gone forever. And I'm the only one that saw it and I can't tell anyone because everyone's going to think I'm crazy.
Mm-hmm. See, my thought would be you post it and you're like, wow, this is so crazy. And everyone's like, that's clearly AI.
Oh,
that man is never found again.
Everything's AI. Birds aren't real and everything's AI. Did you see that TikTok? Not to change the subject, but did you see that TikTok of that guy who was like, 2040, this is your roommate that you live with who's also AI. And he's like, hey, Joe, do you want to go out for dinner tonight? And he goes, sure, Brad, I'd love to go out for dinner tonight. Where would you like to go? And I can pull up a few suggestions. And he's like, I don't know, I want to go somewhere downtown. Sure, Brad, we can go someplace downtown. Would you like me to pull up some suggestions?
I would punch my roommate.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, they got the superhuman AI monster robot strength, so We're turning into I Am Legend, so... Was it I Am Legend?
Why do we have
no,
to do
it's
this
not.
in my
iRobot.
lifespan?
Why did I say I Am Legend? That's zombies.
Both Will Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
iRobot. We're turning into
iRobot.
iRobot.
Yeah.
Is it... Would you, in the future... I know where this is going. You know exactly where this is going. Would you?
I mean, what's a vibrator, really?
So true.
Yeah.
So true. Well, it's also it could talk to you and like. Is that better for you? Is that like ideal? But you couldn't get it wet.
Damn it, I've been putting all these men in the microwave. What am I gonna do about my robot?
Yeah. It kills you because it's short circuit.
Yeah, I think I would always be apprehensive about it short circuiting.
Well, I feel that way about normal men, so
yeah, that's true.
yeah, so I don't think it would be a huge difference for me.
Not a big jump.
Yeah, no, I'm constantly, I mean, not with him, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's always that thing in the back of your head that's like, this person could kill me.
Yeah, like you're like having a little tickle fight, and then all of a sudden you're like, stop.
Stop! I don't like being held down. I realize that you can hold me down way too easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're laughing and you're not even trying.
Yeah.
I'm using all of my might.
Yeah, that's honestly the worst thing whenever I try to like play fight him and then like he's like
yeah, like Hank with belly.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop.
And I'm like, oh my god. And he's like, I'm not even trying. I'm like, I like that. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so I don't know if I would keep a robot lover and like truly be in love.
I like how we went from a murder of crows protecting a neighborhood to robot companions.
Have you seen Companion?
I have, and I love Sophie Thatcher.
I love Sophie Thatcher.
So I'm like, if my robot companion was Sophie Thatcher,
I think that's
or
like,
Jack Quaid. To be fair,
to be fair,
by Panic, both of them.
Both.
Porque no, los dos.
Same time.
Yep.
Story 3.
You were two bad bitches at the same damn time. At the same damn time. At the same damn time.
Story 3.
I want a corn dog. So
I want a corn dog.
Trigger warning.
Heard crying while turkey hunting. I've hunted turkey for years, mostly in Oklahoma. I'm Okie born and raised. Anyways, this happened a while back when I was a young man, right at the start of turkey season in a spot I got permission to hunt. I pulled up way before daylight, parked off a dirt road, and walked into the woods. If you know turkey hunting, it's a game of patience. Get set up, get quiet, start calling, and wait. I set my decoys out in a little clearing and tucked myself back against an old oak tree. Morning mist was clinging to everything, real thick that day. Kinda eerie, a little out of the ordinary for the place I was hunting. Once it was time, I did a few soft yelps in my call, just trying to coax a long beard in. That must be kind of turkey.
I imagine it's the long, like, red part.
Yeah. I don't like that. Just trying to coax a long beard in. Not 5 minutes later, I hear distant gobbles. Adrenaline kicked in. Then, right after that, I heard something else crying. Like human crying. Faint, but enough to stop me dead. At first, I thought it had to be a weird bird I've never heard, or maybe a coyote making a racket. I've heard coyotes make some freaky noises when they get riled up. So I shook it off and kept hunting. But then it came again, clearer this time. It wasn't an animal. It was human. It sounded like a baby or a really small kid, crying somewhere behind the trees. At that point, I was concerned. I figured maybe someone's kid wandered off from the homes around there or something. You never know. It did sort of scare me, but I was more worried about the kid in the woods, alone by themselves. I have nieces and nephews and younger cousins, so it stirred something up in me. I got my gun and started picking my way through the brush, following the sound. I kind of had to fight my way through a briar patch and some cedars, which isn't ever fun, but it was definitely crying I was hearing. I finally came to an old oak tree. It was all twisted up, old as hell, looked like it had been struck by lightning at some point. There was a hollow near the base, big enough to crawl into if you wanted. The crying sounded like it came from inside that hollow. I just stood there, heart pounding, trying to see into the dark hole. I was honestly trying to work up the courage to look inside, but before I could take a step closer, the crying stopped, like someone had flipped a switch. Dead silence. I backed up real slow. I didn't turn my back until I got some distance between me and the tree. I started to call my dad, but the whole thing left me feeling crazy. I felt like I imagined it, but I know what I heard. I grabbed my gear and hiked out fast, didn't hunt for the rest of the day. A month or two later, I was talking to a buddy of mine at his house. We were getting ready to go fishing, and his uncle was out there holding a cord around the tailgate of his truck. We got to talking, and I told him about it, and he got real quiet. He's full-blooded Seminole. I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with Oklahoma's history, but they are one of the tribes that have been here since the 1800s. And as I was hunting in some land that would have been theirs, in an area they settled in. Anyway, he explained quietly, almost reverently, that the Seminole people buried stillborn babies in the hollows of trees. Oh my God, I didn't read this whole story. Believing the trees protected the tiny souls until they could pass peacefully. I still get chills thinking about it. I don't think what I heard was trying to scare me. I think it just was, like an old sadness still hanging around. When I'm in the woods, I think of that tree sometimes and the tiny voice held within. It reminds me that even places we believe we know intimately can hold mysteries beyond our understanding, and that not every unexplained sound in the wild is meant to harm us. I thought about it a lot, and the best I can come up with is that some things are simply meant to be remembered, respected, and left in peace. Has anyone had something similar? I want to know if there are mountain lions in Oklahoma.
I assume there are because, I mean, there's definitely, I feel like there definitely has to be, like, big cats.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because that's exactly what I thought at first was, it's some sort of big cat.
Yeah.
But once you said the thing about the babies in the trees.
Yeah, my bad. I did not read that.
Yeah.
Yep.
That made me, I was like, oh, maybe that could be what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The trap sadness would be really sad. But
yeah,
I do
think
realistically think it was a big cat.
Yeah.
Prowling for some turkey.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They like to sit up in trees and watch things and keep the high ground and call you in and then pounce.
Yeah, and maybe it was in a tree that was by that hollow, so that's why it sounded like it was coming. You should be glad and count your lucky stars that big cat didn't jump on your back.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 reports of mountain lions in Oklahoma as of 2025. In meateater.com.
Cool. Well, I
don't know if I trust that actually.
Interesting. That sounds like a Joe Rogan website.
It does. What's that diet? Like keto?
Eater, yeah.
No, it's like
the carnivore diet.
Carnivore was right there, and I jumped past it, and I was like, yeah, keto.
Well, keto, you eat a lot of meat, too.
Okay.
Keto is, like, super protein heavy. Like, you eat a lot of protein, but you cut out, like, carbs and stuff.
Gotcha.
So it's, like, you use cheese instead of tortillas. Like, you can, like...
I feel like you gotta be constipated, right?
Well,
you're just eating, like, cheese and
all
meat.
the time eat cheese, but you're eating, like, cheese and then specific vegetables. Like, there are some vegetables you can eat and some that you can't.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Potatoes you can eat. Just weird.
Interesting.
I don't know. The keto diet does not make sense to me. I did it once when I lived in Austin, and I dropped weight very fast. And so, like, that part's cool. But it's really hard to sustain for a long time because the second you stop, you gain all of that weight back.
Yeah.
Because you're limiting your diet so much, and then you, like, reintroduce all these foods, and so your body just puts it right back on. But you also go through, like, keto flu, which is kind of like a withdrawal from the foods that you're not eating anymore.
Oh, interesting.
But you get sick. Like, you get the flu.
Yeah.
For a week.
It's probably why you get skinny.
But anyway,
wow, that's so crazy, scary.
Yeah. Anyway, Story 4.
Story form.
Okay. Story 4. Birds keep attacking me. LMAO. I have no idea if this is the correct subreddit to discuss this, but I have absolutely no idea where to turn. It's somewhat of a long story. My entire life, it seems that birds have just been mocking me and whatnot. Probably because they're not real. Maybe it's in my head, I don't know, but let me explain some occurrences. The most prominent one is this one bird who keeps pecking at my window every spring and summer. Are we in story 1 again?
We're in story 1.
I still live with my parents for cultural/financial reasons. For as long as I can remember, this one bird or several birds keep knocking at the window in my room every morning. I used to use the upstairs bedroom, and for years it would happen. My parents and others who sometimes slept over noticed it too. A few years ago, I moved downstairs. The pecking upstairs stopped, and it began in the downstairs room window. This wouldn't happen if I slept at any other place like a hotel. However, I moved to an apartment in another city for school and work for about 2 years. The first month there was nothing, and then suddenly, these 2 other birds come out of nowhere and began pecking at my window in this place. I really don't blame anyone for not believing me because frankly, I wouldn't. But my parents were a little freaked out, so when I moved downstairs many years ago, we boarded the window up. The pecking didn't stop though. Other occurrences, when I was 5, I was at the park. There were dozens of Canadian geese and a lot of people were there, kids, adults, etc. It was my first time seeing these birds firsthand. There was something about one of them because it kept staring at me. Then suddenly, it just came charging at me while I was with my family. There were so many other people around, but this bird, along with a few others, just booked it for me. I ran and they kept charging. Eventually, one of them would jump on me and I would fall down. Before anything happened, my dad grabbed me. A few years after that, again, at the park, but this time with my classmates. I was playing hide and seek, and my friend and I hid together. Suddenly, these birds from above pooped all over me. I was covered in it and was mocked mercilessly. Last year, during a road trip, while going pretty fast on the highway, this bird flew directly into the windshield on my side and exploded, basically. Mm-hmm. It was tiny and I felt bad. A few years ago, I went for a run and this pigeon flew directly into the back of my head. I have a big head, but still, I don't know. This probably seems like some stupid rant. That's so fucking funny.
They went on the Bird Network and they're like, yo, we gotta hit out on this guy.
He probably did like one thing to a bird when he was like a tiny child, and now birds
absolutely hate him.
Literally, it's like every single house, it's like whenever somebody gets banned from a store or something, every single house has a picture of this kid and now an adult, and they have like pigeons stalking him because they work for the bourgeoisie.
They do.
They have pigeons like stalking him and taking pictures as he's growing, so they know they can keep track of this guy who's now a full-grown adult, and these birds still fucking hate him.
Yeah, I imagine. Have you seen, what is it, like John Wick 2, where there's like a hit on him? So there's a hit out on him, and there's assassins coming from everywhere, and he's just running. He's trying to survive. That's the entire movie. That's this person's entire life. They're just running, trying to survive, and the birds are like,
yeah, and birds are scary.
Yeah.
But I love birds. Don't get me wrong. I do love birds, but they are very frightening.
They are. They just like fly at you.
Yeah, they can fly. They got tiny little talons on there, and some of them they got big talons, and then they have big ass beaks.
Yeah.
Those beaks are meant to mash into either animals or seeds or nuts. They are meant to break things with their little beaks. Sticks. Mm-hmm. They could snap my finger like a twig.
Yep. I just pluck out an eyeball. Would you have a pet bird?
Inside, no.
Yeah.
I would feel bad. First of all, I think inside birds are annoying. Yeah. I know I just said I like birds. I do. I don't blame you on that. When they're kept inside, they're really annoying.
They don't want to be inside.
They don't want to be inside. They just sit there and chirp all day.
Yeah.
Second of all, I don't think personally that it's very humane to keep birds unless they are like they can't fly.
Yeah.
And like people who keep birds and like clip their wings, that makes me
really sad.
Because,
Yeah.
like, they literally have wings so they can fly.
Yeah, that is their
Like-
instinct. That's what they want to do. That's what they're built for.
Yeah, and it's one thing to, like, rescue a bird that, like, you know...
Yeah, like a parrot. That's,
has been through a lot and can't fly or can't be in the wilds anymore.
Yeah.
Then that's, like, one thing. But to go to, like, a PetSmart and buy a parakeet and then just stick a parakeet in a cage and that's where it lives all the time.
Mm-hmm. That's how I feel too. I feel really bad. And then I see things about, it's usually parrots, that they'll be okay for a really long time and then they'll just kind of attack their owner one day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and they have the big beaks and
They
the
have
big
big
claws,
beaks,
so I
yeah.
just don't. I like my eyeballs. I like my fingers. I don't
like
want to
my
lose any of
face,
that.
yeah. That's fair.
So-
Birds also, like, just like a lot of animals that are held in captivity, they get really depressed and then they'll, like, pluck their feathers off and they'll go crazy.
Yeah.
It makes me so sad. It makes me so sad.
Yeah. Well, I
So-
think some people don't realize with like some of those birds, they live for a really long time. So it's like, oh yeah, I'll just have a cute little pet. But this thing lives for
Some of
80, 90 years.
Some of them live, like, longer than humans live. Some of them only live for, like, 20 years, 30 years. But, like,
Yeah, that's
that's still a huge commitment.
Yeah.
That you're, like, I don't know, you're committing to keeping this thing that's just, like,
yeah.
all the time. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It would be like if somebody kept a human and just kept them inside all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Can't go out.
You can't do anything. You get the same food every single day.
Yeah. Have you seen those TikToks that are like things that I say to my pets that make me sound like a serial killer?
No.
I will find one and send it to you because some of them are like, okay, now's your outside time, but don't run away from me.
Stay close to mommy. Stay on this leash.
Come lay with me. You'll like it.
Yeah, you have to come. Hold still. I just want to take some pictures.
Literally. Yeah.
I also say to Hank all the time, I'm like, I want to crawl on your skin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fair. Well, I think that's so funny. That is, I don't know if I would want to hang out anymore if there were birds that were constantly attacking me. And it's not
No.
even like you're inside a building and those birds are pecking at your window.
Which is wild. They're trying to get to you.
They are
Yeah.
actively, and they're doing it, and they know that it's like bothering you, which is why you moved, and they're like
Yeah.
rubbing their little wings together.
I almost forgot to bring it up. There was a span in my life where birds were just dying around me. It was very strange.
You should really, really go see somebody. I really think you should go get like a reading done.
Yeah. It doesn't happen anymore. But yeah.
It doesn't need to happen to you anymore. It happened once. I feel like that's enough.
It was like a few times. There were a few
Yeah.
birds. They just kept flying into windows.
Yeah, you should go talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one that flew into my car when my high school boyfriend was such a little asshole. He stomped on the
floorboard.
floor, like the floor of the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he convinced me that I had hit a cat. So I was sitting in my car sobbing because I felt so bad. And as I'm crying, a bird comes and hits my window and then dies. And then so I'm sobbing because I just killed a bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't happen anymore. So I kind of just breezed past that. I was like, well,
Yeah.
that was a weird occurrence. So, unexpected side effects of those stories. I'm hopping on the birds aren't real train.
Okay. Well, like I said, we'll unpack that later. But you know what you can do right now? You can like, comment, subscribe, share, spread us around. Please spread us around. Listen to us on Spotify or Apple or Amazon. Any of those like big platforms. YouTube is cool too, but the other ones need some attention, please.
Yep.
And if you like us, you can also follow us on all social media platforms at _the pod. And you can also email us and share you can go to Reddit and share your stories there on our Reddit page, or
cool.
you can email us directly at whatwasthat.thepod@gmail.com.
So, for the murder mystery, is anyone coming dressed as a bird? Because if so, they definitely did it.
No. Do you understand how murder mysteries work? Wait, what was that?